How about 3 tips for Tuesday? First tip, bricks. They work really awesome to protect seedlings, and believe it or not, I like to water the holes in the bricks versus the plant itself and the soil around the plant when the seedlings are really small. This ensures that the soil is not disturbed, exposing the roots. And I asked my husband when I was in New York City, please just water in the holes of the brick. And he did that, and this butterfly garden is coming, it's really taking shape. And the milkweed's growing wonderfully, I think because of that. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, garlic. The scapes of the garlic are starting to grow right here in the middle of the plant, and they will come up, they'll start to curve over and flower. You don't want that to happen because you want the energy to go into the bulb versus the flower. So once this starts to grow higher than the plant itself, which is almost now, you can pop these suckers right out of the garlic plant. It makes a popping sound if you're really lucky. It's kind of fun. You can use these in your recipes, these scapes, and then the bulb will receive the energy and grow bigger. My garlic is growing great this year. I expect to get some amazing bulbs. The variety is Killarney Red, and it's known to grow really well in humid conditions, and we in Southeast Virginia get rain and there's mold all over my fence. So this has proven for the last 3-4 years to be a great garlic. I just keep growing the same garlic. I choose the biggest heads and the biggest cloves and I replant those. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3, sunchokes, also known as Jerusalem artichoke. They're a root vegetable, and you want to plant them for sure in a pot, because if you plant them in the ground, and I will show you what a Jerusalem artichoke looks like. Here it is. Here's one that's kind of rooting. These will run underground like 30 feet. I know from experience. I lived in Texas, and they will run, and you'll see these seedlings pop up, sunflower-like seedlings all over your property. Now, this would be great if I needed a windbreak. Say this was all bare out there and the wind was crazy. I could plant these in the ground and they would grow a stand and help me to block the wind from my property, okay? But if you don't have a lot of land, do yourself a favor. Do not plant this in your garden bed. Do not plant it in the ground, because it will take over and you will be searching for these tubers for the rest of your life. I did not plant a tuber in my raised garden bed. I must have reused some soil. So I'm going to return this back into this pot, and I have no idea what that plastic is doing in there. You know how it goes with compost. And then once this grows up, it's going to be tall sunflower looking plants with many branches, smaller flowers than sunflowers. It's kind of cool. However, it's taking over the asparagus bed. I have strawberries in here, and it's starting to go into the garlic bed too, which won't be a garlic bed next year. I rotate my garlic bed. So I'll have to go through all this soil, maybe recycle the soil, use it somewhere else on the property in the back, and I'll have to start new once I take the tubers or the roots and I ferment them. They make great pickles, so it's kind of like a crunchy root vegetable. I think it tastes like a cross between a potato and maybe a turnip, but really cool. Jerusalem artichoke, otherwise known as sunchoke, and it's a neat plant, but not in your garden bed. Ugh, look at that. It's coming out from underneath even. Yikes. That's tip number 3. Hope you guys are doing good. Have a great Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, wherever you are in the world.